Raheem Mostert, running back for the San Francisco 49ers, has requested a trade, which seems to be pretty interesting because in the playoffs and towards the end of the 2019 season, he seemed to be hitting his stride, especially with Matt Breida. Whatever happened to him, they decided not to use him. Tevin Coleman was a little injured towards the end of the season, and so he wants out. Breida's gone. Mostert wants out now. They still have Tevin Coleman, as I said, and he's a very talented running back when healthy. But what people forget is they also have Jerick McKinnon, who they signed to a huge 5-year, $25 million contract 2 seasons ago in 2017. But he got injured, and he hasn't saw the field since. So maybe that's cause for concern. But still, even if he gets traded out of town, I think the 49ers still have a very solid backfield.
Well, I wonder how much Jerick McKinnon plays into this, because they did give him that big contract. And, now we don't know through this weird offseason how much attention they're giving him, how much like they're trying to loop him into plays, how much they're anticipating him playing. And then if you're a guy like Raheem Mostert, who carried that team to like the pivotal stretch of their season last year, and you're not getting the respect that you feel like you earned during that time, and you're kind of an older guy for a running back, I could see being that all being like the recipe for unhappiness. It is still surprising though, because they got rid of Breida, and you would think if the 49ers were smart, they would ride the hot hand with Mostert. But my guess is that there's something going on behind the scenes.
Are we like serious though? As like Jerick McKinnon and Tevin Coleman are the guys that are running you out of town? Like I feel like
right.
It was like such a big, like highlight reel for them, especially it was like a huge storyline. I don't know. They're not in my draft plan, so I figured. I mean, Mostert was one of the guys that I was actually keeping an eye on, as opposed to the other two. But yeah. I don't know. Seems a little weird. I agree with Matt. It sounds like something behind the scenes.
Yeah, we saw last year that they really used 3 running backs fairly well, and they just, like Matt said, they just kind of used the hot hand. So Tevin Coleman Matt Breida really started off the year, then Tevin Coleman kind of filled in through the middle part of the season, and then towards the end is when Mostert really took off. So it's maybe he's looking for a feature role in a backfield, but man, it's not going to happen now. You're too late in the game. So something had to happen behind the scenes recently that is making him feel this way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he like a journeyman though? Like, isn't this his like second or third team, and like he was like that like 5th or 6th on like depth charts or on like practice squads? I thought Mostert was like somebody that just caught on with the Niners and like wasn't like a feature guy anywhere else, like wasn't like a high pick. I could be wrong with this story, but I feel like he wasn't like a big name going into San Francisco.
I feel like I should know this, but I do not. This is only his 3rd year in the league.
Okay.
So
he's only been with the Niners?
Only been with the Niners. So, yeah, I mean, he's fairly young, which, I mean, he's got a great opportunity on a team that featured him and loves to run the football. Great offensive line, great head coach, good defense, great defense. That's success right there. I don't know why you would want to give that all up. So he's unhappy with something.
Yeah, I'm looking at a tweet from Ian Rappaport right now, and it says that he wants to be paid in line with the other running backs on the team, which seems fair because he was so pivotal last year. Tevin Coleman makes $4.5 million.
Yeah, I see that.
And I don't have Jerick McKinnon's number off the top of my head, but he did get a contract.
Around $5 million.
Yeah, when he did get a contract when he came from Minnesota. So, that makes sense for Mostert. I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense for the 49ers, I'll tell you that much.
It doesn't. I mean, that's kind of the trade-off if you have running back by committee, is that's you're going to end up with 3 unhappy running backs probably at some point when it comes to paying them.
So just a quick update. Mostert has been in the league since 2015, and he's been with the Eagles, Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, Jets, Bears, and the Niners. So
really?
Yeah, he was a practice squad player for the Eagles, the Dolphins. Yeah, so that's why I was kind of like wondering why he seemed to be kind of commanding like more possession. I mean, anybody's going to try to, vie for themselves as far as getting touches and try and,
Gotcha.
get their pay. But to me, it just seemed like this guy had finally found some success on a team, and you would think that he'd probably want to stay in a good situation, but I guess something's going on.
Okay, yeah, I see here. So 2018 was the first time that he actually got NFL carries.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Got it. So, hey, look, I think he's talented, but then you have to take into consideration, like what you just said, Connor. He's bounced around. He's been buried on depth charts, been on practice squad. So San Francisco finally gave him a chance 2 years ago, and he's on one of the best teams in the NFL, one of the better offensive lines, run blocking, and one of the best offensive-minded head coaches that the NFL has ever seen. So it kind of goes back to the Denver days with, Mike Shanahan. He had a stretch of, 5 or 6 different 1,000-yard rushers, whatever it may be. Is he actually a good running back, or is he just a product of the system?
Well, I also wonder who's in his ear, because you look at running backs in free agency over the past few years and they haven't done great. And I know this wouldn't be a free agency move, but the end game would be to get a new contract. And so if you're talking about a guy who's bounced around between 7 teams and has limited success, and then after the 6 games where he did have success, he asked for an opt-out of that team, who's going to want to bring in that guy and then pay him a ton of money? He's setting himself up to fail, I think. Yeah,
for sure. He apparently asked for a $1.4 million raise, and they declined. So I guess
that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I guess I keep going back and forth on this. 1.4 seems reasonable.